Lawful good. Lawful good are committed to both the law and doing good. They are honorable and compassionate. They believe in the power of law to create a just and orderly society. They respect authority and tradition, and often hold positions within established institutions, like judges, paladins, or community leaders. They are motivated by altruism and the desire to do what is right, not just what is legal. Their actions are aimed at benefiting others and improving the community or society. These people often have a strong sense of duty and honor. They are reliable, trustworthy, and take their commitments seriously. Their strict adherence to law and order can sometimes make them inflexible or unable to adapt to changing circumstances. They might face situations where the law conflicts with what is morally right, forcing them to choose between the lesser of two evils or to reinterpret the law in a just manner. Superman and Captain America are prime examples for lawful good. Neutral good. Neutral good are dedicated to doing good but without the need for laws or rules. They act as their conscience dictates. They are primarily motivated by the desire to do good and help others. They believe in kindness, mercy, and benevolence as guiding principles. Unlike the lawful good archetype, neutral good people are not bound by law, nor are they inherently rebellious like chaotic good. They are pragmatic and flexible in their approach to morality and ethics. These characters often take a more compassionate, individual-focused approach to problem solving. They assess situations based on their immediate impacts and the needs of those involved, striving to achieve the best outcomes for individuals rather than adhering to abstract principles. Neutral good characters often face complex moral decisions without clear-cut answers, as they navigate situations where the right choice isn't dictated by law or rebellion. Their actions might sometimes put them at odds with legal authorities or societal expectations, especially when laws are unjust or inadequate to address specific moral issues. Spider-Man and Dumbledore embody the aspect of neutral good. Chaotic good. Chaotic good characters operate based on their own moral compass, often guided by an inner sense of what is right and just, rather than by societal norms or laws. They tend to view excessive regulation and authoritarian control as impediments to personal freedom and the common good. This can make them natural rebels or vigilantes who act outside of the established systems. Their actions are driven by a desire to maximize personal freedom and well-being for themselves and others. They believe that change often requires breaking away from rigid structures. Their disregard for laws and protocols can lead to conflicts with law-abiding characters and institutions, even those with similar end goals of promoting good. The impulsive nature of their morality can sometimes result in unforeseen consequences, complicating their relationships and objectives. Robin Hood and Star-Lord lead the front line for chaotic good characters. Lawful neutral. Lawful neutral types adhere strictly to laws without considering whether they are good or evil. They value order above all else. They strive to be objective and impartial, making decisions based on legal considerations rather than personal feelings or moral judgments. This makes them excellent judges or arbitrators. Their strict adherence to law can sometimes put them at odds with ethical dilemmas where the law does not necessarily promote what is fair or just. The commitment to order and structure can make them inflexible, potentially unable to adapt to changing circumstances or unconventional solutions that might be necessary. Judge Dredd and RoboCop fill the shoes of lawful neutral perfectly. True neutral. True neutral types maintain their neutrality and may appear indifferent. They often strive to maintain balance in the world or within themselves. They may act in a way that counters any alignment that becomes too powerful or influential. They avoid taking sides in conflicts that involve good versus evil or law versus chaos, preferring to remain neutral or act in a way that promotes equilibrium. Their balanced approach can sometimes be perceived as a lack of commitment or indifference to important issues. True neutral characters may struggle in situations where a clear moral or ethical stance seems necessary. Their neutrality can make it difficult for them to make decisions in high-stakes scenarios. Tom Bombadil from Lord of the Rings and Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen are good examples of true neutral. Chaotic neutral. The chaotic neutral follow their own whims and heart's desires, placing their personal freedom above all. They are highly independent, often acting on impulse or personal desire, rather than following societal rules or ethical codes. They tend to reject authority and resist control, seeing rules and regulations as unnecessary constraints on their personal freedom. While not inherently malicious, their actions are typically driven by self-interest. They do what they want, when they want, without considering the broader impact on society or moral implications. Their unpredictability can make it difficult for them to form lasting alliances or relationships, as others may find them unreliable or difficult to trust. Chaotic neutral characters often face ethical dilemmas, as their actions might sometimes result in unintended harm or consequences, despite their general indifference to good versus evil. Jack Sparrow and Catwoman are prime figures for chaotic neutral types. Lawful evil. The lawful evil manipulate the rules to achieve their malevolent goals while maintaining a face of order and tradition. Lawful evil characters use laws and regulations as tools to secure their objectives, often twisting legal systems to serve their nefarious purposes. They are typically motivated by a desire for power and control, viewing authority as a means to enforce their will and suppress opposition. These characters are ruthless and disciplined in pursuit of their goals. They have little regard for the welfare of others, except as it serves their ends. Their actions often bring them into conflict with morally good characters who see beyond the legality of actions to their ethical implications. In narratives, these characters might face internal conflict when the laws they respect come into direct conflict with their personal desires or objectives. Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones and Darth Vader are some examples of the lawful evil type. Neutral evil. Neutral evil are solely out for themselves. They will use whatever means, lawful or chaotic, to achieve their objectives. They are typically opportunists who seek to maximize their own advantage in any situation. They are willing to follow the law when it suits them, but are just as willing to break it if that would serve their needs better. Their actions are guided by convenience and benefit rather than ideology or principle. These characters show little to no regard for the welfare of others unless it directly benefits them. They lack compassion and empathy, viewing others primarily as tools to be used. Their manipulative and self-serving nature can lead to alienation and mistrust from others, making it difficult to maintain alliances or relationships. As they often betray or harm others to advance their own interests, neutral evil characters can become targets for revenge or justice from those they have wronged. Neutral evil characters navigate their worlds with a cold, calculated pragmatism that disregards ethical or moral considerations. They exemplify the archetype of the villain who is evil not out of malice for its own sake, but as a byproduct of a relentless pursuit of personal ambitions. Voldemort from Harry Potter and Gus from Breaking Bad portray great examples of neutral evil. Chaotic evil. The chaotic evil act in a completely unpredictable manner, driven by their desire for destruction and chaos. They thrive in disorder and may actively work to create anarchy. Their actions are often unpredictable and primarily aimed at causing disruption and suffering. They are typically selfish, prioritizing their own desires and pleasures over anything else. This often manifests in sadistic behavior and a disregard for the lives and well-being of others. They have a deep-seated disdain for rules and structure, viewing them as constraints that need to be broken. They are likely to rebel against any form of control. Their destructive nature and unpredictability often isolate them from others. They frequently find themselves in conflict not only with lawful and good characters, but also with anyone who tries to control or direct them, including other evil characters. The Joker and Carnage lead the pack on chaotic evil types.
If you want to improve your mind and satisfy your hunger for knowledge, evolve your brain by liking and subscribing. Let's advance our intelligence together. I'll see you next time.